Yo, Mike from Pure Hustle Podcast here, and today I had a pretty sweet haul at some garage sales, so check out what I picked up. All right, so last night, Friday night, I looked up garage sales in my area, and I found that there was a community garage sale, which I love those, but it's put on by a realtor or something like that. So it wasn't like an actual community, it was just kind of like a neighborhood. And they had one address to go to get maps. So of course, that's where I'm gonna go first. But I was so frustrated because I've seen maps like this so many times where it's just a list of addresses. That's the worst, right? I got this and I was so disappointed. So I'm kind of just driving around trying to figure out, and they weren't listed like nearest to where you were at. It was just alphabetical, which is, kind of nice. But, I'm driving around, I'm having a hard time finding these, and, I'm backtracking a lot. And it wasn't until I was about halfway done with my garage sales that I realized there was a backside to the map that actually had a map on it. And so it was a little bit frustrating. So lesson learned there. It's really important that you actually take the time to look and see, check the map. I would normally plan my route ahead of time, but lesson learned, if you go to get a map, double check because there might be a backside. So I feel like an idiot for that one, but it happens. But another thing I learned, kind of a lesson learned with that experience, is once I realized there was a map, and even when I was trying to figure out alphabetically where I was going, I didn't have a pen or a marker in my car. And so we always talk about things that are important to bring with you, bringing extra batteries, A's, double A's, triple A's, those types of things. So that way you can find, if you find something, you could test it, right? Having extra batteries for your phone or a charger for your phone, those are things that are important to bring with you. But bringing a pen or a pencil or a marker, so if you end up picking up a map for a community garage sale, you can kind of mark where you've been and your route, and it makes it a little bit easier. So that's something I'm gonna add to my Go Pack. Lesson learned. And sorry that it's so sweaty, and I'm so sweaty, it's hot in my shed. Oh, sorry about that. So bear with me. But yeah, so other than that lesson learned, let me show you some of the things that I picked up. All right, so first thing I'm gonna show you here is a pair of Vionic, is the name, Vionic. They have shoes and sandals, and I scored one time with some Vionic sandals, a whole bunch of used but still in box, and they've been selling really well, so I was able to pick these up for $1, so not too bad. And at the same place that I picked these up, so that might be a Bellow for you. They don't sell for a ton, about $20 to $30 typically, but if you can pick them up for a couple bucks, it's definitely worth it. But at that same place, I picked up this really cool Mickey Model 01 mug. It's pretty sharp looking. I'm not a huge Disney fan, but this mug is actually kind of cool. I like it. It's got cool little designs on it. And I paid $1 for it, so I paid $2 for both. And the neat thing is this one sells for like 25 bucks used, $20 to $25 used. So I'm not huge on mug life, but if you can get it for that cheap, it's definitely worth it. All right, the next thing, this one was tough. I picked these up and I paid $15 for them. And I don't normally do lots of boots. It's not really my thing, but these look like they're in really good shape. And I paid $15 for them because I saw this Dan post, these boots. Some of them are selling for quite a bit, but a lot of them are like the snake skins that sell for a lot. So I'm not sure how much I'm actually gonna get for these. So if if you've sold Dan post boots before, let me know what I can maybe expect to get. But I'm hoping I can get at least 40 for these. I paid 15. I probably wouldn't have spent that unless I saw comps going for like over 100, but then I realized like those weren't the type that I was looking at here. But and the bummer was the guy told me, should have been here earlier. We had all kinds of Danner boots, and I'm like, oh man, oh well. Well, this was a cool one. I picked up Twilight Struggle. Now I talk a lot about board games, and Twilight Struggle is a really cool, really complex board game. And new they sell for like $60, $70, sometimes even more. And I picked this one up for $5. It is used. The comps still go pretty good for these, like 40 bucks, somewhere around there. So I'm not upset about that. It's complete. It's all in there. This is a game I might play myself if I don't sell it right away, but I'll probably list it, maybe play it a couple of times while I'm waiting for it to sell. But these are the types of board games that I can do really, really well on. One of my big finds this time around was this WRT Linksys, a router. and I paid $20 for it. Now the guy wanted $40 for it, which, you know, is probably would have been good because these sell for like 180 to a little bit over 100, somewhere in there. But I wasn't sure if it was already linked to his account. He wasn't sure. So I offered him 20 instead of 40 because we weren't sure about that, and he was okay with that. I've done some research and it looks like I can factory reset it even if it was linked to his account. So I should be okay. You know, I'll probably at least be able to get 80. I've seen some of these selling for like $60 to $70 parts only. So worst case scenario, it'll sell for that. The next thing I picked up is pretty cool Diablo 2 Battle Chest Edition. I played Diablo 2 when I was younger. I loved it. It was a ton of fun. And it's pretty cool. These still go for like 25 bucks or more, sometimes 30 bucks. And it's complete. It's got all of the manual. It's got all of the discs in there. And I paid $5 for it. So not bad. I got it at the same place that I got the Twilight Struggle. So it just kind of shows that, you know, sometimes you can get things from, you know, one place if they've got lots of similar types of things. So if you find something you're interested in, it doesn't hurt to ask if they have more stuff like that. I also picked up these Bose. I think they're 141 speakers. Yeah, 141. And these sell for like 50 bucks, somewhere around there. They've got some cosmetic wear. You can see some of the vinyling paneling coming off. But, you know, I still think I paid 10 bucks for both of them. I don't think it's a bad deal. I should be able to at least sell them for 30 or 40 bucks. I wish I'd have paid a little bit more attention. I just saw Bose. He said 10. I paid him right away so nobody else would grab them. And I'm like, well, they're not in the perfect condition, but I still think they'll do okay. I might be able to do a little bit of repairing myself. Let me know if you guys ever sold speakers where you've had to like touch up if some of the edging is coming up a little bit. What did you use? Maybe some glue or something. So that is one thing. Now this one is where I'm not 100% sure. I definitely know I did pretty good here. But so this is a box of comic books. Now I don't do a lot of comic books just because I don't know a lot about comic books. And you know, I don't recognize a lot of these DMZ. But what really stuck out to me is there was, let's see if I can, okay, Ender's Game. So they have Ender's Game, Ender's Shadow, Ender's Exile, I think Speaker of the Dead in here also. So basically the entire Ender's set, there's more Ender's Game, from Marvel. And I saw that these are selling pretty good, like in their individual. So Ender's Shadow, that's one of my favorite books. If you've never read Ender's Shadow, it is a book that is basically off of the Ender's Game universe. It's just a little bit different. It's from another character's perspective, so it's like the same story from another character's perspective. Really cool. One of my favorite books. So if nothing else, I was like 10 bucks for the box. That'll be cool to read myself. But I definitely think I'm going to be able to sell everything in that box. I'll probably make anywhere from $50 to $70 off of it because there's some pretty good sets in there. I'm pretty excited. And one of the really cool things that I picked up was a rowing machine. Now this was the cool part. I saw this at the garage sale and I'm like, they're going to be wanting a bunch of money for this. I've always wanted a rowing machine. It's not like a top of the line one, but you know, it's a pretty good rowing machine. Hold on, but it's like $250 new. So I'm like, they're going to at least want $100 for it. They said 20 and I was able to talk them down to 15. It wasn't like I had to like really like hard talk them down. I could tell they wanted to get rid of it. They recently bought it. They said it was a pandemic purchase. They weren't using it. And I said, hey, would you do 15? They're like, sure, just get it out of here, right? So I picked that up for 15 bucks, pretty sweet. I'm probably gonna use it. And if gyms end up closing down again or there's more restrictions, it's probably something I'm gonna end up selling. So anyways, hopefully you guys picked up maybe a bolo or two out of this, and let me know if you've got any experience with those boots, the Dan Post boots, or you know, fixing, you know, speakers, the cosmetic stuff, or would you just sell it as it is? Anyways, make sure that you guys stay real, relevant, and reselling. Peace.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Alright.
How much you asking for this?
$5.
They're all in there?
There's one disc missing.
Oh no.
Oh, it sucks. That's why it's $5.
Yeah, that makes sense. Making money on eBay. Interesting. You sell on eBay?
No. What's eBay?